year.
Right.
I got a critical thing, and I know lower grades wanted it. We need to be mixed. Grade level against grade level, I don't think is a
So you think we need to do a K2, a 3-6?
good idea. Or if K2 wants grade level, yeah, and no, that would be perfect for the assemblies. I'm just gonna say, I hate the
agreed.
grade assemblies. Like, I dread it, cause it's so, I'm just telling you, I'll be honest. But yes, definitely K2 and 3-6.
Give a darn right out the window.
Do what?
I said, you're giving darn right out the window.
Giving what? Oh, no, it's torture, because for 5th and 6th, to get them to sit there and behave.
I guess filter right out the
Well,
window.
no, I mean, I do, because, and God bless the littles, I don't know how they sit there that long, but they do.
It's rough, it's
I
rough.
know,
We've already lost our things and like we don't get AR, so our kids are sitting there through AR and they're wondering why they're not getting it and what it's for, no matter, what we talked about.
but I would love to, if we
I
knew.
love the idea of
Yes.
it and recognizing our students for their hard work.
I think something is working.
Yeah.
Because we have almost 50% of our kids have met their AR goal.
That's good.
Yeah, I mean, first grade is like off the chart with how many kids are meeting their
Well,
goals.
that's good.
And the attendance, now February attendance went down, but we were hit with flu and COVID. But overall this year, our attendance, each grade level is in the upper 70s.
And that's crazy for kindergarten.
Hey, listen, come to my room, my
too,
kids never
because
miss.
Never.
They're all there all the time.
But
we don't want to have attendance like that.
yeah, and, I mean, and yeah, they may be losing them, but that little
Yeah.
recognition and that.
Oh,
I got jazz, I got jazz and
They call
stuff.
the office and will check attendance for the brag tag.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Something's working. I've
Yeah.
seen more participation.
It's the picture on
in lots of
Facebook.
things.
Oh, well, take it.
Here's the only downside for splitting the grade assembly next year. I would be all for
But
it.
I'd like to mix our houses.
Now, I think we could do that.
Yeah.
That would not be a problem. Splitting the assembly
Yeah,
is, if I
it's timing and
If I
scheduling.
did not have more
I know.
added to me, then I would say, hey, I can make that work.
Yeah.
But I know I can make one a day, or, but I hate to set something up for failure.
Well, do you think it would still be the same amount of time though, if you split them up?
Well, all she's talking about, same amount of time? Yeah.
I mean, because it
you would
normally
need
takes
less
an
time.
hour, so would you be able to do
30
it
minutes.
A 30-minute,
30
30-minute, yeah.
time, and it still just lasts an hour?
That's true. Y'all might even be out shorter because y'all don't have AR.
Possibly.
I'm just saying, I
What
don't
we
know.
might, and don't, you just keep reminding me, but what we might do is try it 1 month, and if it didn't work, then go back to.
But if we put all the houses together, then,
You wouldn't have to, you could separate the houses and still do a K2 traveling trophy and a 3-6 traveling
Yeah.
trophy. We could still do that, or we could do a K3, since you got two, we could do a K1, a 2-3, and a 4-6.
Because
As
like
far
our
as
kids
house
get,
points go.
our kids get discouraged because just the lower levels, they're probably just better at getting the points than we are. But when they see they're way ahead, like they don't.
Yeah, they don't care.
And that way we could keep it with hallways.
Is there a way that they can't see it?
No, I tried turning that off. I tried.
They know who's won.
I tried. I did turn it off this morning before anyone had a chance to log in before the assembly. I did close the round. But yeah, I tried. For the kids to be able to log in and shop at the store.
They gotta see.
They have to be able to see.
And that's something.
Well, see if
that's
it's
beneficial
colors
is-
though, and
Yeah.
they knew they
We
were
have our
red, and
shoppers
red was
that have their
behind,
work done.
Yeah,
So-
that's true.
you know.
And that store, I was worried about being able to keep longevity, because of cost, But, you guys didn't thank Joni. She puts in a lot of time and thinking with that store, but she was in, but she's been able to come up, the stuff, and the stuff the kids like, we're looking at, a lot of times she can get it for 10 to 30 cents an item.
Mm-hmm.
well, a
So,
lot of the stuff that's
It's
here,
not-
like eating with a friend on stage,
Yeah.
and the ice cream.
Yeah, they do like
the
that.
ice cream costs us $1 or $1.50 a kid,
Oh,
That's
Our
hard.
kids, they love it.
but that's still not
Yeah, ours
terrible.
is-
And
Yeah.
the first to lunch.
Yeah.
I know,
But the ice cream is still not, like I said, that's not, I mean, you don't
They
have,
have to earn that because it's.
we'll
like
probably
20
spend $300 or $400 on the ice cream this year. That's not a big deal, cause it's not,
Yeah,
it's more
yeah,
fun.
it's more fun.
But I was worried because our peer money, we're losing our peer money. And I thought, well, how am I gonna keep that? But I think we can do it with activity. It's not costing, when she orders $100 or less, just restock. It's not bad. So, teaching responsibility. All right, so with your kids that you targeted in your list you made, how close do you feel you are at your kids meeting their goal? At moving to the next level?
I told you, I have no idea how mine do what they do. I think their scores will be okay, but I just don't know how in the classroom. But, and I think I was thinking the other day, like they have problem solving skills. So they may not can tell you how or why, but they think. And I think that's why their scores are so high. And that could be a foundation of the curriculum, teaching them, there's more than one way, you don't have to do it this way. I mean, I'm lucky guessers, I don't know. That if they thought it, okay, well, maybe this is the answer and that's one of them and they click it,
And here's the thing, we're talking about, I really all we have to compare to right now is STAR, because we're not gonna get our test scores until October.
I know,
Our ESSA report will come out until, I think, February.
Goodness.
I know,
So really, we're not gonna have, and they're
And
gonna
I mean,
have to
that's
set all
almost a
the-
whole school year.
the
I know.
basic.
I know. All we can do is these kids we're targeting, we know that based on previous year's data, they are right there at the cusp.
Yeah,
Do you feel like by targeting them, that they have the potential to reach the next level?
sure.
And so now,
They
we
have
just
the
got
potential.
to push them to do the best that they can do.
Mhm.
Because, we're going into the unknown. And, pray for positive outcomes.
On the science end, I feel like that it's so much that they just get overwhelmed as soon as they look at the first question. Because there's so much information that they have to decipher that they can't.
Yeah.
They don't know how to break it down in steps.
So what strategies have you been using to teach that perseverance?
Well, I told them, I said, the first thing you need to do is look at the question. What is it asking you for? And then, once you know what it's asking you, go back and look for that. And that's what I told them to use the scratch paper for. Look at your question. If you need to write down keywords or whatever you need to do to remember when you have to go back and scroll in that passage, but find what it's asking for first. If it's 2 parts, do the first part and then go back to the second part. But it's still so much.
It is a lot.
And they just can't,
So they've got to learn how to push through.
yeah. Well, I feel like they've got to
So-
critically think and be able to piece things together, and that's what they can't do successfully. Some of them can, but I think it's just so much of a shock when they open it and see those questions.
4 or 5 diagrams and passages and even questions are
Yes.
not on one page.
Yeah.
You gotta scroll 4 times.
Mm-hmm.
The 6th grade literacy has a passage and an audio
Yeah.
on their practice test. I think this is gonna be a difficult time until we know exactly what it's gonna look like.
And here's the thing, we're not in it alone.
No.
Right,
I feel like we got the upper hand, as far as what I know some other schools, locally are doing, because I feel like with have you guys been utilizing those release items? Those links?
I've looked at them. I was gonna do a review coming up here in the
So
next 2
if
weeks.
you utilize those release items, I feel like you've got the upper hand of the other schools, because that is at least created by Cambium. And, one thing, and, release item, like for example, the writing, there was a picture prompt.
Mhm.
By pulling a release item for that picture prompt and exposing the students to it, that
Yeah.
gave them confidence going into it, they weren't going into it blind.
Yeah.
So, for the next 2 weeks, we've got 2 weeks left. That's what I challenge you to do, is heavily get into those released items and teach your kids some really coping strategies for how to persevere. And when you got all this thrown at you, how do you attack it? That's where
Are
all
you
this
okay?
comes into place.
Can I just put curriculum aside,
Yes.
teach whatever I don't need to have left, just do it my way? Don't worry about
I
that.
told you to do that a month ago. At our last meeting.
I guess I'm trying to finish it because I don't want to leave it.
Well,
And
that's what I'm trying to
I'm
do too.
close. I hate not to. Sorry. Y'all
Let
put
it
y'all's
go.
curriculum aside?
Let it go.
Yeah.
Well, their test looks completely different than y'all's. Keep in mind their star. Miss Mary, do we know if we're gonna get to pilot yet? We did put in some pilot, the new K2 assessment, It would be in May, just so we can get our eyes on it.
We have
Put your stuff
We
aside.
haven't heard if we're gonna get to it. I mean, the scores won't matter. if
Gotta get
anything,
that
but
test.
it would
Just
be-
get them filled out
Because this
requests,
one
so it'll come
is
from
here.
ours.
She's not
She'll
gonna
send
do
it,
it.
she's not
But
saying
I
anything yet.
think,
I doubt we get to go through, we're gonna try to.
study
target
got
some of the
Monday,
schools.
test Tuesday,
Move, I
and
guess.
then from there on out.
Well, you're thinking if it's so easy to just open up and just let whoever sign up for it,
Because,
but all the area schools did sign up.
and that's why I don't know, that's
I'll
what
let you
I
know
thought
as soon
Free
as
the
I
other day.
I don't expect us to get to pilot.
I've been trying.
I'm curious to see what it
But I still been
looks
trying
like,
to
and it'll put
make them understand
us
they
on level playing field with other schools
to look
as
at
far
the
as
question,
K2.
see what it says. What is it asking you for?
Anyway. So what about, so we talked about math and science. She's targeted her kids with the IXL arena. What are you guys doing to target to make those kids in the lower levels to the next level?
For us, we have, which we've always been consistent with our interventions, but, I mean, they're getting pulled 3-4 times a week and getting their interventions. We've implemented Lexia a lot more. We challenged our students to get the 12 units and rewarding them if they get them, and then we've even, whoever gets the most units gets to get out of the treasure box, because my kids pulled a fast one on me. And I challenged them to get, whoever had the highest units would get out of the treasure box. Where we were looking at minutes, and they were getting their minutes in, I had one friend get 40 units in one day. In like 45 minutes.
Yep.
And I was like, what just happened?
Yep.
Like,
That's what
And
happened
so-
last year in fifth grade
Yeah.
in December. We figured that one
but some of mine are getting on like level 6 and stuff, so they're not getting 12 units, so we've had to
Yeah.
rework because it's hard. And I told them it's harder for you, so you don't have to have as many. So, but that, we've all implemented that, and I think that's working, and once they get their Lexia units, then we've put in math games, so they have like an extra math intervention that they get to do on Fridays. So that's kind of what we've done, and I think it's,
In Zern for kindergarten, it's not what Zern is for first grade up.
no, it's hard. I mean, because they have to take that little pre-test at the beginning, and it's difficult for them, but we've got Splash Learn, and I don't remember what else we've got on there. But we've got a couple different math games that they can pick to get on,
Was
and
I
they like
the
that.
IXL starts that early, but we only purchased enough seats, I think, for 3 up. Yeah, because they have Zern too, and they don't, their kids aren't as good independently at regulating
Mm-hmm.
their independent time, right?
Mm-mm.
So, so if you talk about Lexia, I'll just give you a snapshot. At the beginning of the year, we had 82% of our kids below grade level. This is K-5, 6th grade's different. Right now, we only have 43% below grade level, so we've cut that in half, or essentially. 46% are in grade level and 11% are above. That, I don't remember exactly what the numbers were last month when we looked at it, but the above grade level, I think, has grown a bit. And then, if you
I
look,
think we've had 2 kids this week finish.
What's fifth grade look
This
like? I
week?
noticed they're
thing out in the hall, they've got several.
Yesterday.
Yeah, Ms. Kim, did y'all ever figure out what to do with those kids that need to be put in Power Up?
Yeah.
Oh, what did y'all do? Cause I'm just curious. Were they manually, did you manually have to assign?
Sarah did it, I can't remember now.
Who did it?
Get them on
Sarah did
Power
it?
Up. Get them on Power Up.
Yeah, because they're finished with,
Yeah, you can do it.
just within their
Yeah.
profile. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know how, but you did.
Somebody smarter with computer than me. This is not letting me scroll down.
Are you zoomed?
Probably.
If you're zoomed, it won't.
How do I, there it's not. Oh, you've got to scroll down to the bottom.
Okay, yes, okay.
Correct. It's just,
Oh, okay, it's just,
If you'll kind of take your slide and pop it to the top, it'll fill the screen.
No, I did that and I wasn't able to scroll. But I wasn't scrolling down here, so that's probably okay. Okay, so if you look at this. Students, this is above grade level, 4% are above grade level. You have, well, right here. So you started with 66% below grade level. Right now you have 1% below grade level.
Yes. Look at us go. Woohoo.
So,
Well, last year we had 0, so that's why we wondered if we didn't have any.
you've got 3 kids above. First grade, you got 17 above, you start, or below, you started with 56 below.
Woo.
You've got 13 kids above. And you started with 0% above. And then over here, you can kind of see, this is movement, these are kids that move in either at or above. They either move in grade level or above grade level.
it has to make a difference.
I think it
It has to.
Yes, and that's really, and here's the thing about the, on the right, maybe the usage can be deceiving because their usage is time-based.
Yeah, that's where.
So, anyway, that would be, you want this number to be around the 80% mark, but it needs to be true usage, not.
We bumped ours to 25 after the writing test, instead of having, what they used to have to have?
15, 18?
Oh,
Yeah, but we upped that.
Second grade, we started at 80% below, we're at 52% below. So, and we have,
Fifth grade started right along. I mentioned
third grade, started with 96% below. And, 2 kids at grade level, so now they've got 18 and 36, whatever that would be. And there's 4 of those.
That was second grade.
No, it's third.
Oh. What was second grade?
Fourth grade, started with 93% below, now 59%.
that's good.
6% in, now you're at 26% in, or really you need to add your 13%. And then you've got 7 kids above. So I'm sending 7 kids and move to the next.
that, well, we don't finish like the fifth grade.
Fifth grade does,
But we have one Harrison who's in fifth grade, so he's in Power Up.
there's the 5th grade numbers. So the 5th grade numbers don't look as, they've had some recent movement.
What's ours at?
But I think it's the kids who are taking it serious who are actually the ones moving. But they're not showing any above, and if you had some finish, you're not gonna show above,
Because they've already gave it out.
because 5th grade is as far as it goes.
But they have on their thing out in the hall, there's a whole slew of ends.
Well,
We've
should
got
be,
probably,
probably 7 kids.
us,
I don't know, it looked like a lot.
us, oh, we got probably 7 to 10 that have finished.
Yeah.
Well, 7 is what we're showing currently at grade level.
At
So,
grade level.
so I would try to, in 5th grade,
So probably 14 then, 14 to 17
Oh,
are at or
because
above.
Can we see
I-
this or can only?
And I don't know, once they move to Power Up, if they're still counted in that.
I don't think they are because
I think it's two separate things.
they, yeah.
So like,
Harrison
once
has-
they move to Power Up, they may not be included in that number.
They may not, because I know we have more than 7
You would
that
have
have
to,
finished.
to drill down on that, if you click on, so look, if I click on 5th grade, you can get into a specific class and drill down on who's where.
Mhm.
So that's what you're gonna have to do for 5th grade to see really where your kids are. Because I'm afraid the 5th grade is gonna be deceiving.
We have 14 in Power Up and one that just finished.
So the 14 in Power Up, it's probably 14 plus the 7 that's
Yeah.
on this
Mhm.
screen, would be my guess.
While y'all are
We have Adley and Bentley both finished this week.
And you've got some others that are close to finish. So you would have to do your own math. You're gonna have to look at Power Up and you're gonna have to look at that. So anyway, and here's the thing, we've not had this problem yet. You know, we didn't have this problem last year, so we've not run into it. It's a good problem to have, having to refigure. But if you can keep drilling down.
Is there, I don't know how we could do it, but our kids that get pulled don't have a chance to really do it. They don't have a chance to do Lexia because they're being pulled for different things during our wind time. And I think we
Those
have a couple
particular
of
kids,
those really, there are skills that would benefit.
is there another time of day they finish their work? Or would have-
Now, in dyslexia, which I know they get pulled from, for other things too, but we have Lexia Monday. And that's what our kids do, because Lexia is a good dyslexia intervention. I mean, but on Mondays, we use Lexia, and whoever gets the most units that day gets 2 punches. Like, you know, we make it very
Yeah.
competitive,
Mhm.
and there are a couple that,
So, that's what you do the whole time? Really?
Tria does not yet. Now, which I only see Weston, you know, on Tuesdays, but the majority of them, I think who all Miss Lisa's got. Truth and Blaine, because I'm right next door to them, I know what those boys do.
Well,
Blaine works pretty hard. Tria, and we've encouraged them to go in, remember like we told you, go straight to the classroom, open up your Lexia, you know, anyway, but yeah. Yeah, they do it the entire time on Mondays.
because they have a different expectation, because I thought you guys would do like half and half time.
Yeah, I like
And
kicks
then
them out
you do
of
it
Lexia reporting
Not on
when
Mondays.
they're.
They're sitting the entire time.
Yeah, so it looks like when you move them over to Power Up, it pulls them out.
Yeah.
And that's why it doesn't look like 5th grade.
How many
Mhm.
days? Okay, so,
So if you add those kids to your numbers, it's gonna change it drastically.
There's a Power Up.
so many on
Oh, there is a
Wednesday,
Power
right?
Ah, that's wrong.
So,
Yeah, but you
There is
can
a Power Up
report
report.
in Power Up.
so on Monday, we said, get your goal and try to get over it. So you don't have to spend.
So-
I try to tell you,
So-
plan.
Yeah.
You know you're gonna be.
Oh, for real.
Yeah.
But Hannah has those boys, well, Miss Lisa has her group too. I just can't see.
They're gonna start cutting fines, so
Honestly,
start cutting fines.
Great information. Because they're expecting.
now, they might not get on it anymore the rest of the week.
So if I want
Yeah,
to
Mondays
look at,
Monday.
Literacy specialists, I guess, because they're hiring more for literacy coaches.
alright, Power Up.
Which they said is bad.
So here's the Power Up status.
We had one.
So Power Up for 6th grade, to give you a little bit. So it's, at the beginning of the year, you're only looking at 6th grade data. Now that we're at the point we are, we've got 5th grade data and maybe one 4th grader in Power Up. So anyway, but at the beginning of the year, they had, and it's divided into K2 foundational skills, 3-5 skills, or 6-8 advanced. we had 54% of our kids were at the 3-5 mark, and 46% were at the foundational. So no one was at grade level, at sixth grade level. Now, we've got 28% are in the 6-8 level. And 55% are in the 3-5 level, and then only 17% are below that in the foundational. But that includes those kids that have moved up. And then if you scroll down here,
That's really just 5
How many
or
is
6.
it?
this is gonna be 5th grade,
I was gonna say,
That's 4th, I think.
4th grade, okay, 4th grade.
was I say 12 for 5th?
Uh-huh, 12 for 5th. So you've got 25% of them are in foundational. You've got 8% of that 12, which is probably what, one kid?
12,
Anyway.
7. It's on there, and then the 2 that just finished.
Are in advance. And then there's your 6th grade.
We didn't have that last year. We had like 5 last year, something like that. That finished Lexi and like the power up. There was only a handful.
And if they finish,
We have several,
if they finish power up,
that are right there.
we've had a couple finish power up. And
Can we do something for Harrison who's in Power Up? That's huge for him.
For 4th grade? Wow.
so, well, what I was gonna say for the ones, we've had 2 6th graders, I think, finish power up.
There's no faith, it's faith, yeah.
Faith,
I don't know, but I was gonna
do we have a 5th grader finish power up?
No, I don't
Well,
think
anyway, we
anybody's
did a
finished.
$25 gift card because she finished power up. These kids that finish, the lower grade kids that finish core 5, I'm good with doing something for them. Might not be the $25, but we can make them a gift basket.
Yeah.
Or maybe do a $10 gift card.
Harrison,
And then we'll do it at our last.
Is he the one that
Power Up.
finished? Harrison?
I mean, he's working through Power Up, but the
We can do it at our last
recognition
Power.
is, they love to have their picture.
Yeah.
Or we can do it at our next Pony Power, I don't care. But the ones who've made it, we can do that, no problem. Alright, so let's give you a little bit of insight into Lexia. And I honestly feel Lexia makes a difference.
Has to.
Well, after looking at the practice test and spelling, that's on there. They gotta do it.
And I've never been a fan of a computer intervention program. But I've seen good results from this.
But that's also where we're at in time too, because
I know.
they're just,
I know.
that's just what they do.
Well, it.
I just think
I
back,
feel like it's what they do.
but I think back to the computer programs we've had. I mean, like ClassWorks.
I don't remember that. What was that?
ClassWorks, it was
My mind's blank.
articles and.
Is that from Benchmark Education?
Now, all of the
Golly, I can hear it, but I can't
little
see it.
sand charts.
No.
Yeah, the logo.
Yes, for real maps. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like PTSD or something.
And third grade, I mean, the right
I don't remember the word.
That's what I'm hoping.
I helped Heather.
You have a bottle of water in here.
Very bad.
I don't, but I'll get you one because I'm going to see if our person